1752 feet. That is one number this dam can never cross. Right now, somewhere in the hills outside Islamabad, water is climbing towards that exact line, and when it gets close enough, engineers have no choice but to open these gates. Here is what most people watching this footage never actually understand about why it is happening and what it means for the two cities depending on this water. If you live in Islamabad or Rawalpindi, there's a good chance water from this exact reservoir has come out of your tap. Rawal Dam was built across the Korang River, completed in 1962 after a 4 year construction effort. Built specifically because the twin cities were growing faster than their water supply could keep up. It is not a hydropower dam, it doesn't generate electricity. Its entire job is simpler and in some ways more critical. Hold enough water to supply drinking water to millions of people, support irrigation for the surrounding farmlands, and control flooding on the river below it. The reservoir it created, Rawal Lake, covers close to 9 square kilometers, fed by the Korang River and the stream draining down from the Margala Hills. For most of the year, it just sits there, calm, scenic, even it is one of the Islamabad most popular recreational spots. But every monsoon season, this dam faces the same high stake math problem over and over again. Every dam is designed around a maximum safe water level, a hard ceiling built into the engineering itself. For Rawal Dam, that ceiling sits at 1752 feet. Cross it, and you are no longer talking about a controlled reservoir. You are talking about a structure under stress it wasn't designed to handle. So, dam authorities don't wait until the water reaches that number. They act well before it, typically once the reservoir climbs to somewhere around 1748 to 1750 feet. That is a margin of just 2 or 4 feet between normal operation and we have to act right now. When the water crosses that internal threshold, there is no debate, no delay. A time is set, almost always early morning 5 or 6 am. Sirens are sounded to warn nearby residents and the spillway gates are opened. Not to prevent a flood that already happened, to prevent one from ever becoming possible. This is not a rare event. During the 2025 monsoon season alone, Rawal Dam reached full capacity and had its spillway open multiple times by early August. It had happened 5 separate times in a single rainy season. Each time the pattern is almost identical. Days of heavy rain push the water level up foot by foot. Dam officials watch it climb towards the safety threshold. The National Disaster Management Authority issues advisories to every agency downstream, and the residents living along the river, known locally as the Korang Nala, are warned to stay away from the water and avoid crossing temporary bridges once the gate open. That warning isn't a formality. When these get open, discharge has reached figures in the thousands of cusics. In some recorded release over 6,000 cubic feet of water per second pouring into a channel that minutes earlier was calm enough for people to be standing near it. That is the gap this video is really about. The difference between a number on a report and what that number actually looks like the moment the gate lifts. Before a single gate moves, alerts have already gone out to every relevant agency, police, disaster management teams, local administration, siren sounds to warn anyone near the water. Then, at the scheduled time, the spillway gate lift and the discharge shift almost instantly from a tickle to powerful, fast moving release. The goal isn't to empty the reservoir, it is precise, bringing the water level down by a specific amount. often just a few feet down to a target like 1746 feet, and then close the gate again. Police reserves are typically deployed along the river during this window. Fishermen and anyone near the water are told directly to stay back, not because the dam is failing, but because a sudden multi thousand cubic release makes a previously safe riverbank genuinely dangerous within a minute. That is the part this footage doesn't show you unless you know to look for it. An entire coordinated response built around a single number climbing on a cage.
कोई और होगा तो पर मुझे थोड़ा है ना आप ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है।
Here's the strange part. When this works, and it almost always does, nothing bad happens. No dam failure, no uncontrolled flooding, just a few tense hours, some closed access to the riverbank, and then the water recedes. The gate closes, and the Rawal Lake goes back to being the calm, scenic reservoir most people know it as. That is not a boring outcome, that is the entire point of the system. Every time this dam reaches that threshold and responds exactly the way it is designed to, siren alerts, control release, monitor recovery, it is proving in real time that the water supply for two of the Pakistan's largest cities is being managed with margins measured in feet, not guesswork. So the next time you see footage like this, gate lifting, water roaring out of a dam, most people only think about what they are driving past it. You are not watching an emergency, you are watching a number on a gauge climbing towards a line it is never allowed to cross. And system built specifically to make sure it never does. If you want to see how other dams and hydropower plants handle this exact same problem, some with very different engineering, subscribe and stick around.